The Disney Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi series has massive plot holes. Trying to explain the nonsensical plot holes would be a pure waste of time, so it's better to take a look at the backlash. Let's see some comments on the Nerdrotic YouTube channel. This show was absolutely baffling in how underwhelming it is. I finished the show yesterday and my first thought literally was, what did I just watch, and how did this take 6 episodes? I have never felt more intellectually offended by a show. Every single decision and aspect of this show made absolutely no sense. Literally nothing. The directing was horrible. The characters were horrible and dull. The CGI was horrible, the acting was horrible. My God, what happened to Star Wars? I spent my childhood defending Star Wars from people who said it was for dorks and losers. Now I'm adamant that Star Wars is for dorks and losers. Thanks Disney. This show was literally the last reason I kept Disney Plus. I hoped it would be good, I wanted it to be, but it failed me for the last time. I cancelled my subscription, and I hope millions more do the same. The best thing that can happen right now is to allow Disney to burn Star Wars to the ground, creating a worthless product that someone else can then come in and pick up and do something interesting with. The thing that bothers me most is people surviving a hot rod of plasma being shoved through their stomach. You don't survive that, you just had vital organs and part of your spine vaporized. So, not only do they invent this idea that being run through with a lightsaber is survivable, but they do it 3 separate times in this series? Holy crap writing. If the saber is centered, it would melt your spine. Not to mention it would burn through organs and cauterize the wounds, leaving a hole in your body. You could only survive something like that with immediate surgeries and a long recovery. So dumb. Pretty much the only way you could not kill somebody with a lightsaber is by carefully poking a hole in a non-vital spot, and then carefully pulling the lightsaber out without widening the hole. And you'd better hope that they don't go into shock, or lose consciousness, or involuntarily flex, because if they move at all the lightsaber will split them in half. The rematch and the rematch were just so poorly done and amateurish. Never mind how they copied Rebels with the mask scene and copied an entire final level of Fallen Order. Unbelievable really. I find their lack of creativity disturbing. Just to be clear, Disney decided to add a story about Kenobi in which he leaves Darth Vader for dead, again, making the same exact mistake twice, effectively making him the dumbest Jedi ever. We also learned that getting impaled through the chest with a lightsaber is no big deal. I am so old I remember watching the original movie back in the 70s. That also means I remember how Jedis had to be trained, which the new trilogy and Kenobi shattered by having people magically training themselves and surviving lightsabers to the face. I have very vivid memories of how thrilling it was as a 14-year-old enjoying A New Hope. As I matured, Star Wars continually regressed. Progressively more juvenile and senseless. So Star Wars left me behind decades ago, and Disney Star Wars is the fitting final putrefaction of that brand. I loved how they tied this into Last Jedi by having a Star Destroyer do a slow chase of another ship. I would have preferred them to run out of fuel to complete the circle, but I am glad that the Star Destroyer's lasers weren't able to obliterate a small crappy frigate. Awesome. And Vader lost again, making him a loser instead of the badass villain he is supposed to be. It's amazing how when armed with a weapon that could cleave someone in two with an effortless swipe they insist on just stabbing them, especially given the ineffectual results that Vader himself has witnessed. Just go up or down after you've stabbed them, then no amount of dramatic wincing is going to help. Then again, this is the same people that waste time trying to blast a hole in a door when it could have been instantly sliced open with a lightsaber. Reva is such a queen. Mary Sues are a great character archetype and makes a show so compelling and relatable. I ended watching the season finale because the rest of my family was watching it at the time. Every time I pointed out something dumb they yelled at me, and said, "Why can't you just enjoy it?" Or "Star Wars is a dumb kid's show, it doesn't have to make sense." And all I'm thinking to myself, if it's a kid's show, why are you adults watching it? To quote Darth Vader in reference to Obi-Wan, now his failure is complete. The sheer irony. Video made at Rollideo.com. Rollideo is a super easy tool to automatically create videos with auto-generated voiceovers and the exact subtitles. Thanks for watching.